More analysis. Let's welcome Professor Liu Zhiqin, Senior Fellow at the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University of China. Professor Liu, both China and Thailand are major tourist destinations. Tell us how this decision of bilateral visa exemption will benefit the tourism sector and the economy at large.
I believe that the people in China and in Thailand both are very happy to see the news because after March, the people can freely travel to each other's countries. As we know, Thailand is not only a country that with many agriculture and tourists, because we know that tourist industry in Thailand contribute already about 10% of total GDP. And actually, all these policies can benefit not only tourists, but also can benefit all the experts, exchanges, and the people's exchanges in different areas, for instance, the agricultural field. And another point I should say that the Thailand has very strong in manufacturing capabilities. Because the manufacturing occupied or contributed about 30%, that exactly the number is 27.5% of its GDP. So this is a very important section that for cooperation between China and Thailand, because this number of the manufacturing mainly in automobile industry, the autos, spare parts, and also related industries are very advanced and also very popular in Thailand. From both sides, I think this policy that waive visas that can benefit the travelers, experts, academic specialists to have exchange of views and ideas that in order to promote economic exchanges. So this is very good news for China, for Thailand, and also for Southeast Asian countries.
Professor Liu, do stay with us here on the program. I'll be back with you later on. And China's tourism sector has seen a sharp rebound during the New Year holiday. Official data shows domestic trips surged more than 150% from a year ago to 135 million. Domestic tourism revenue doubled to nearly 80 billion yuan, around 11 billion US dollars. Ice and snow activities were popular among tourists during the New Year. Major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, along with snow-covered Harbin in northeast China's Heilongjiang province and the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, were among the top destinations. The New Year holiday rush also saw hotels near popular tourist attractions being booked out for the upcoming Spring Festival holiday in February. And for more on consumption in China over the holiday season, our reporter Chen Chuyin joins me in the studio. Chuyin, great to see you. What are some notable trends in domestic holiday consumption here?
Well, thank you, Zhongshi. One key highlight is, of course, China's tourism sector reporting a strong surge. As you just reported, 135 million domestic trips were made, up 155% from last year. And in particular, the city splendor of Harbin, nestled in northeast China's Heilongjiang province, has witnessed an unprecedented rise in winter tourism. And at the heart of the winter tourism craze is the city's ice snow world. It has become the city's calling card, attracting tourists with its stunning ice sculptures and snow-themed activities. The theme park ski resorts saw an 86% year-on-year increase in ticket sales over the course of the New Year holiday. And China also saw cross-border travel bounce back to pre-pandemic levels over the holiday. There were nearly 5.2 million border crossings across the Chinese mainland between December 30th and January the 1st. In a statement on Tuesday, the National Immigration Administration said this is nearly five-fold increase from a year ago. And that breaks down to a daily average of more than 1.7 million border entrants and exits. It also brings arrivals and departures to the same level recorded in 2019, before the COVID-19 pandemic. And also the Chinese box office also saw record high revenue of more than 1.5 billion yuan, or around 216 million US dollars over the New Year holiday. The figure surpasses the previous highest earnings of 1.3 billion yuan recorded in 2021. And leading the charts for the New Year holiday is romantic fantasy Shining for One Thing, generated generated 608 million yuan, accounting for nearly 40% of the total. And comedy Johnny Keep Walking and a crime thriller The Gold's Finger secured second and third respectively, with profits over 234 million yuan and 220 million yuan. That's all from me. Back to you, Zhongshi.
Choi-Ying, thank you so much for that report. Now let's delve in a little bit deeper here with my guest Liu Zhiqin, Senior Fellow at the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University of China. Professor Liu, 135 million trips were made during the three-day New Year's holiday, which looks like a promising start for the tourism sector. Will it influence your forecast of the sector in the coming quarters?
Yeah, that's true. I think the number has showed the good future of the China's tourist in the time to come. As we know that 135 million people is not a small number because they traveled a lot around China, so they make good contributions to GDP or to the local industries, not only in the retails of the caterings or accommodation, but also with the high technology, smart technologies exchanges. So this number is reflecting that the resilience and the dynamics of our economic development, especially when we are talking about this the figure of the consumption contributed in China. I think not long ago we have the statistic, the consumption contributed 83% of total GDP. So this is really a very big, huge, attractive result. I think this 3 days tourist result also shows that such potentials that the consumption will play even more important role in China's economic development. So that my forecast for the quarter to come, I think it will much better than these 3 days because we have a spring festivals 1 week and 1 week for May Day holidays and even longer. So we can see that really we have a very promising start and a very promising time for the tourists in this year.
And also, Professor Liu, some new trends are emerging in consumer spending habits. What does it tell about the shift in consumer behaviors and its implications to the overall economic landscape?
We have already noticed such a shift of the behavior in consumption because in China, the people were from different groups of people from ages, from the young generation, middle-aged, and all senior. All these people that they have totally changed their behavior in consumption. For instance, many people still remain as the classical ways. Classical ways means to travel to the different cities and the villages to see landscapes, mainly for enjoy the nature, enjoy the green hills and the mountains. So this is a very relaxing time or trade. The other, most of us, as I remember, that 50% of the tourists and travelers are preferred to have more fashionable combination of this tourists, not only for the landscape, but also for instance, academic, with the education, with the healthcare together, and also with some technologies learning in this way. By tourists together with learning together, this is really a good combination, a new trend, especially when we see not long ago we discussed the online games. For instance, this online games also is one partner or one part of this travelers, the people, they travel everywhere, they will play online games. The online games contribute 300 billion yuan last year. So I think this is a very important trend for the people that to enjoy their tourist holidays, but also at the same time contribute to the GDP development in China.
Professor Liu, thank you so much for